We ready, DJ Grady, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's
He's
got
got
that
that
magic.
magic.
The way he touches me is so spiritual.
Woo!
He's so
Y'all
everything. He's
know
a
that
miracle.
is my song
I've been searching
right
my life for
there. Come on, y'all.
Oh yeah.
He's
Oh
got
yeah.
that magic. That's the way every woman wants to feel about whomever she's with. He's got
Mm-hmm.
that magic. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
So,
right. Uh-oh.
Tisa B.
No, Tisa.
Cindy, can you see me? Can you see me?
Not yet.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I, can you see me because I can't see myself right now.
Uh,
Let's see.
I don't know.
I keep getting phone calls, and every time I get a phone call because I'm doing this on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
it blacks out. Can you guys see me because I can't see
No.
myself
No, we
now?
have it on our screen, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, hold on.
Mhm.
We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. So hold 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, while we work this out.
Yeah.
Let me see. Um,
I give him a little music while we're waiting.
hold on. Yeah, give them a little taste.
But yeah.
Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get back in this stream. Give me 1 second. We've got some good stuff for you. I think I'm gonna have to go out and come back in.
That's all right. We'll hold it down till you come back.
We're gonna
All
hold
right, hold
it
it
down.
down for me till I come back.
The
Yeah.
hostess with the
Yeah,
most.
ladies and gentlemen, you're here with the DJs. I mean, look at Tisa keeping everything top secret. We don't know what the show is about, but we're here with two brothers here on the mic, two DJs on the mic. How about that?
Yeah.
Holding it down for all everybody. Where you located at, my brother?
I'm actually located in Knoxville, Tennessee, but I'm actually born and raised in New Jersey. So I was around when the movement was really happening. You know, I was one of the cats that started off with two record players together. So
Oh man,
to the age now, I'm enjoying it, baby. Let's
yeah,
go. Yeah.
I know, man. I grew up loving music. I'm Atlanta, Georgia. My stepdad kept me in music and stuff like that. Oh, here we go. We got
Can you
Tisa.
see me now?
With the mostest, Tisa.
There she go.
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Hey, how you doing?
sorry about that little glitch.
That's-
Whenever you're dealing with technology,
Yeah.
unfortunately, yeah, things like that can happen. But we're so happy to be here today. So happy to have whoever is with us today on. We have a really, really, really um, good, juicy topic today. I cannot tell you how many DMs I get on a weekly basis from the viewers, and you know I love y'all, suggesting topics for me. And I appreciate that because, sometimes it's very, very emotionally and mentally taxing
mhm.
to come up with different topics. So, I always embrace that. I'm always looking forward to your feedback. Um, but this is a topic that has been suggested or recommended, yeah, more than once. And
Oh wow.
I feel like we absolutely have the right person in place alongside your infamous DJ Brady baby
That's
to
right.
answer some of the questions that the ladies
Yeah.
and secretly some of the men want to know as well.
Okay.
So
Now we're gonna keep it 100.
Oh, we're gonna keep
I am
we're gonna keep it
broadcasting
sure.
live today
Mm-hmm.
from my home state, Tennessee. I had to come and check on, put my eyes on my mama, who had a procedure the other day. So I am here in Tennessee broadcasting live, and I am so excited about
Yeah.
our guest today on the Tisa Lady Show. Okay, so yeah, so the guest today is the one and only. Let me just give you a little bit about his background because he's such a loud guy, but you would never believe how incredibly humble he is.
Uh-huh.
So I told him, can you just send me a few things that you're active in that you're doing because I know you're doing like a million and one things. He's probably one of the only guys I know that's a lot busier than I am. But he didn't. He wouldn't do it. So I'm just going to tell you some things. I'm going to shoot from the hip and tell you some things about this guy that I know. Met this guy 30 years ago when he was the quarterback for the one and only Tennessee Vols, baby. Give it up
Okay.
for
Okay.
good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Yes.
Oh,
So
hold
I
on.
met him
Okay.
when he was a
Okay.
quarterback back
Tennessee
in
ball.
87, 88.
He's
Yeah.
87 to 91.
Yep. 87 to 91. He
Yeah,
was the
Did you
quarterback
play against
for.
Georgia Tech around there?
we played against Georgia Tech my freshman year.
Okay, I think I was at that game because
DJ,
I worked
can
at
I,
Georgia Tech
Yeah.
if you
at
don't
that time.
mind, can you pick me? Can I just finish introducing him and then you guys can then you guys can get into all that good juicy stuff.
And this
But
brother got so much in common. I tell you.
okay, so anyway, met him during that time. Very, very good friend of mine. And since then, I mean, today he is the voice for the UT Vols. Whenever you hear about the University of Tennessee Volunteers and whenever you hear them, period, you always hear this guy's voice. He is not only a local, but a national and international celebrity DJ. Gosh, he's done so many. I just, the things that he has done just really escape me because he's done so much. He's also an actor, acting now on ATL Homicide. I'm sure you guys, if you watched that movie, you have seen him. He's just into everything. He's a motivational speaker. He's just doing Sterl, help me out. The one, the only, Sterl the Pearl. DJ Sterl the Pearl, y'all. Sterling hitting.
I'm risky, what's happening, baby? What's going on?
Welcome,
Yeah.
Sterl. My Sterl the Pearl. Sterling, did I leave anything out?
Well,
I know I did.
I'm blessed to say I've done a lot, but I'm trying to master one sooner or later. I just got a lot going on. But
my
I'm thankful
gosh.
to have the opportunities I've had, and everybody can do
Oh my
it.
gosh.
It's love. It's all love.
Guys, he's done so much. I'm gonna tell you, this guy right here
Blessed.
he's truly, truly, truly been blessed.
Yeah.
So we're so glad to have him today on the show. I need to know that everybody out there can hear us. Are you guys getting any feedback? Because I know it's a little rainy outside. I just want to make sure that we have an opportunity to maximize the listening potential out there, because this is a question, like I said, that many of the ladies have wanted to get clarity on.
Okay.
This is something that's very, very. You see, I had to change my readers.
Mhm.
That's when you know you're a professional, when you have to change the readers. So I need my people to let me know. Do you hear us? Can you hear us well? Because my internet here is a little bit shabby, but I think, of course, it's because of the weather. So let me know if you guys are getting it. Okay.
Someone said yes. I'm not even gonna try to attempt their name. Yes, they can hear us.
You're not going to try to attempt the names,
I'm the butcher of names. I butcher names. I'm sorry.
You sure are. You definitely will butcher some names. Okay, well, be that the case, then we're going to go ahead and dive right in. Oh my gosh! You know what? I shouldn't even say anything about this guest that just appeared in my childhood bedroom where I grew up. Guess who came to chime in on the conversation, y'all?
Is that cousin?
That's him.
That's my cousin.
That's your cousin. I remember from the last show. Yeah,
that's the one, the only.
Sure.
That's the one, the only Jerome Victorio Kilgo.
That's family right there.
I need you to pull up Facebook on your phone. Yeah, Sterling is shouting out to you, but I've got my Bluetooth in, so he can't really hear you.
Okay.
But I want him to chime in on some of these questions because this is a juicy topic. Let me first start off with DJ Grady Baby, and then I'm gonna move from DJ Grady Baby into my other two stunners here. DJ,
Okay.
why do you think why is it that so many handsome, eligible, got it going on bachelors wait so long to get married? Why? I mean, what's the reason for that? What is it they're looking for?
They're trying to find the Mrs. Right right now. Yeah, I think they're trying to find Mrs. Right because by you've been women know a man that's established, that have goals, that have things. So we'll call. Well, not we. I'm not. They're cautious. Well, I'm gonna say, man. I'm speaking for men. We're cautious of who we give our time to because most women come to us because they know we have it and we are able to provide, and we hold our possessions, our money as sacred as a woman would hold their bodies. So we just trying to wait. We'll hang around with you until Mrs. Right. Oh, that's the one. Come along. I
Okay,
think.
so and I'm gonna move on to Sterl and to Jerome, but let me ask you this. No, maybe I should just reserve that because you know what? Ooh, 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 it's on the tip of my tongue. Like I'm going to
Just let
ask
it
you
go.
what the ladies want to know. I'm going to ask the questions they want to know.
Mhm.
But Sterling,
Yes.
DJ Sterl the Pearl. How old are you? I know about how old you are because you're about a year older than me.
Yeah.
So we're not spring chickens like we used to be,
No.
right? Yeah.
No.
Um,
That's okay.
and right,
I
that's
still, I'm still
okay.
19. My IQ is in
Yeah, you were 19 when we met, so absolutely. But why is it that you've never been married?
Well, I was close once. I was close once, and be candid, um, I wasn't ready back then when I thought I was, and it takes a lot of men to understand that you got to be ready. That's a big jump, and I sit here and I say, I've never been married, but now I'm a little older and I understand what's required. And the unfortunate reality that we deal with as men is that so many women that you're attracted to have been so damaged in their past, you're not getting the clear path to their heart. It's so guarded.
Wow.
And sometimes you come into situations where, it's unfortunate when you have to constantly explain yourself, but they're into what they do to try to find something to make you be that person they used to be with, and you're not him, and you're trying to be the person they want to have, but they're so caught up in making sure that they don't be played in that role as you playing me, that you get tired of playing the game, you get
Wow.
100, and they want to be 100, but they want to make sure you 100. But then again, it's better if you're not 100 because they're used to this certain pattern of men, and you don't want to be that man. You want to be the man that they really hope for. And sometimes there's just too many hurdles, and hey, you know,
Yeah.
come the time we say, okay,
Wow.
well, and
Wow. Okay.
those are things that I personally have been, you know, dealing with, and some other my friends have.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. And
Yeah.
again, I am going to reserve my feedback until I hear from um, Victorio. He's always been Bird to us,
Uh-huh.
but his name is Jerome Kilgo, my first cousin, my brother, and certainly someone who is highly sought after, just like you wonderful men. Jerome Bird, tell me, why do you think men wait so long to get married today?
To me, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but
Yeah, they can hear you.
to
Yeah.
me, it's like I don't know if men have something on the inside of them, uh, but it's like I'll preach it to other fellas that men are really not ready to around 30, 30 some odd years old. So the immaturity, it's just really immaturity. So men seem like we have an obligation to actually to make a foundation, to prepare, to have a financial income coming in, to have everything that a man is supposed to have before you actually start serious in a relationship. It's just the fact that I don't think there's a lot of men under 33 years old that's mature enough for a relationship. They have no understanding what's.
Okay, so what you say
Yeah.
33? Okay, but what about the fellas at 50 who still ain't married yet?
Well, see, I'd like
Excuse
to
me, I
chime
have
in on
something in my
that.
throat.
I
I
don't
would
know.
like
I don't know. It's like me. I'll use myself as an example. I guess it's the type of people that I may attract, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if that be the type of person that I may attract, now I may not be interested in that type of attraction because maybe it may be a little too fast. So I'm like, that's a little fast, but you
Gotcha.
know, because today we living in a society where the women are just as rough as the men.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, if a woman said no to me, I'm like, okay, no meant yes back in the day.
Wow.
But today, if a woman says no, it means no.
Yeah.
So you got to be. But I think it's just reversed now. A lot of the men are playing that role now as the yes no type, and the women are more forward today than ever been.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
So,
Yeah.
That's deep.
I want to piggyback on
Okay.
cousin
Go ahead,
brother.
I'll be wrong.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So he's right. Most men don't really want to settle down or not ready to settle down until like 30, I'll say 38, between 38 and 40, whatever like that. But when you're dealing with a man, like you say around 50, they've probably been in a long-term relationship. Like me, I'm in my second marriage. After this, no more settling down. I'm gonna be like Ray Charles. I'm gonna do the mess around, you know. So, you know, you know,
this, huh?
when we get free, we free. Like Bernie Mac said, when we go on break, that's what we do. We break.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, check this out. I heard what you guys said, and I have to say I'm not surprised by what you said. Here's what I got out of what you said, and if I'm wrong, then please take the liberties to tell me. Sterling, from what I gather, you have come into contact with a lot of emotionally damaged women. And I think that you were just very politically correct and kind in your analysis of that, or your description, but you've come in contact with a lot of emotionally damaged women. Here's the deal though, fellas, and this is what I will tell you, because I've always said dating, the older you get, to me, and it seems like it should be the reverse, but it's not. The older you get, the more difficult and cumbersome dating becomes. Should it? I mean, should it? You've gotten older. You have assessed what it is that you want. You're a matter of fact about what it is you want, and even probably more so convinced of what you don't want. So why is it that dating becomes so much harder the older we get?
Easy.
No, okay, but hold on, DJ, because hold on, because I didn't let y'all say all y'all had to say. I got to chime in right now.
You gotta hurry and get it off. I can't hold it no more.
Okay, the reason why is this, guys. For whatever reason, the older we get, and the more experiences we have, the more baggage on both sides. Men like to say it's only women, but women aren't the only carriers of baggage. Let's just face it, we're not. We carry baggage differently. Women carry it more on their sleeves. We're emotional with it. Men are more logical, but they're still baggage carriers. You all carry it and you tuck it so far down inside, you say, nobody will ever see that I've been hurt. That person is insignificant to me. You go on as though nothing has happened, but you haven't addressed the problem. You just sweep it under the rug. Trust and believe me when I say I've never known petty as much as I have learned it from grown hurt men. I'm DJ. Just let me. I'm telling you the truth. If your soul will be set free today if you just listen to me, because I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna preach to you today.
Okay.
I'm a very busy person. I'm a very picky person. So I have men who are very demanding of my time. And I'm just going to give you an example. If I'm dating someone and they call and I can't get with them, or I might not be able to return their call for an hour, maybe even 2 hours or three, depending on what I'm doing. I'm not running game. I'm just hustling. I'm grinding. But I have had it to where they've been mad. They won't answer my call back. They've been just, I mean, just completely. And I'm thinking,
What you expect?
now you all talk about how emotionally messed up women are. Let's get to the nitty gritty. I think that here's my opinion. If we could stop viewing each other, men and women alike, when it comes to dating over 40, why do we look at each other as the enemy instead of when we were young looking at it like what we could do together and what we could accomplish together and what we could build together? And like you said, Grady, and like you said, don't nobody want y'all's money.
Right.
I ain't ask you for nothing. If I need it, trust and believe, I'm the first one to tell you, this is what I want and this is what I expect. But why is it that men are so afraid that women want to take what little they have built?
That's a whole lot of questions now.
Let me tell you. First of all, we just talking about 50. Let's talk about 50, okay? 50, ain't nobody got time to play no more at 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Tomorrow's not promised. So I live up in Tennessee. If you tell me we dating in Tennessee, that means I'm with you.
Yeah,
now, if we dating down in Atlanta, you know, I could be
Different
going out
thing.
with, 4 or 5 people. But I ain't got time for all that today. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna date, we're gonna try to build something. We're gonna try to learn each other. This is the time to do it. I mean, I ain't got time for all the games, Tisa.
Okay, but
Answer your phone, Tisa.
yeah. Okay, so no, I don't always have a chance to answer my phone, but I need a man who is secure enough in himself and who is not so emotionally damaged that because I don't answer my phone the first time that I'm automatically cheating. Yeah, I'm not the cheating type.
I mean, that's
That
their
ain't me.
insecurity. That's their
Exactly.
insecurities.
But so what I'm saying is it's not only women. So Sterling, I want you to chime in on that as well. I know I had a lot to say, but I want to hear what you have to say to that.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because and you guys know me. I'm just me and Grady, but you guys know me. And this, a lot of my boys are my boys that I played with, and guys grew up with in New Jersey. And it's certain cats I rode with, so I understand. Some attractive men who may have what women are looking for as far as a mate. But those are some guys that have those things. I don't hang with because I can't hang with insecure guys, whether they with a woman or a man. Because most insecure guys don't have a lot of friends. If you notice, real men don't hang with cats that that have those type of insecurities and don't let their stuff hang.
Yeah.
Now, then you get a guy like myself who, unfortunately, I've been accused of not being caring enough, or not being jealous enough, because you must not care about me because you ain't jealous because some other dude trying to holler at me. I said, wait a minute. As picky as I am, if I like you and I think you fine, I know it's a whole lot of other cats that's gonna think you gonna like you, gonna think you fine.
Exactly.
I'm not tripping. I'm not gonna worry about that. But I'll get in a situation where I'm having a battle over not being concerned enough or jealous enough. Because my thing is this: I can't control other people's energies. I can't control your thought process. I can't control what you're gonna do. And with all this technology nowadays, women always been ahead of the game. I could concede to this because I grew up with 7 women. Always been ahead of the game when it comes to doing game inside a relationship than we are. So we're gonna get busted. You women have a better chance because you think things a little bit through. But that's a whole nother conversation, I think. What I'm saying is, I say that because just for the mere fact, what people are gonna do is what they're gonna do.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm just blessed to be a person that knows a lot of people.
Okay, but Sterling, okay, but here's my question to you, Sterling, and I hear what you said, and I agree with most of what you said. But still, the question still remains: Are you honestly saying that aside from one time in your life, you have never found or come in contact with a woman who's made you feel like you didn't want to spend the rest of your life without her? And if so, you're 50 plus. Why? Why do you think your standards are too high? Do you I mean what is it that you're expecting a woman to offer to you? What is it she needs to bring to the table?
Well, I'm not one about what you bring to the table. It's about our chemical reaction and our mental attraction. You know, all of us look terrible in the morning. And there's too many things out here to make everybody look good during the daytime. So, you know, my thing is, you know, what are we? And you know, and if hydrogen and oxygen doesn't make water, well, they're two toxic gases. Follow what I'm saying? So, what I can say is, you know, I've been blessed to be with some exceptional females in my life, very exceptional. But you know, I can also say I've never been divorced either.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All
I
right.
think I want
Very
to say
good
that
point.
I think, man, what we're looking for is a teammate.
Okay.
That's all we want is somebody that we can build some stuff with, work together, and like that song with I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together.
Yeah,
you know,
fabulous. Movement by myself, but we're forced when we're together. Yeah,
yes,
we're going.
you know, we want
And
somebody we make each other better.
You don't feel that a lot of women offer that, DJ Grady baby?
I feel there are some women that are assets, but there's a lot of them that are liabilities, you know, because they constantly withdrawing from your love bank. They're withdrawing your energy, you know, because they want you to focus more on them, but they're not putting back into you, you know. So
wow, that's pretty deep. The fact that you would say that women are constantly withdrawing from the love bank, but they're not making any deposits.
Yeah.
That is,
all you, yeah.
I think that most women, I'm just going to be honest with you. I think that most women would beg to differ. I think that most women consider themselves the nurturers,
okay,
the emotional providers of the relationship. Just like Sterling just said, women complain that he's not emotionally charged enough, that he doesn't care enough, that he's probably a little too stoic, that he's a little too nonchalant. Right. So women are usually the more emotional creatures when it comes to relationships. And I want to hear what you have to say to this also, Victorio. It just makes me wonder. I have been married, and unlike you, Sterling, I have been divorced. Yeah, I'm guilty. I've had one divorce.
I'm not guilty.
But it's made me very, very cautious. I've been engaged a couple of times since, and if I just get an inkling, and it's not good. It's probably not the healthiest way to live your life, but if I just get an inkling that something is not right, or that I am not going to be completely fulfilled or whatever, I digress, and I'm sort of like the runaway bride at this point, and it's not something I'm proud of at all. I just know my mother always said it's going to take a real special one for you. She said, you are just different, T. You are. And she used to say that, and I would be like, I don't, you know. And now I know what she meant. Like, it's going to take that real special one for me. And I don't know. And I think the reason for me doing this podcast partially was to help myself along with the rest of the ladies, because I think I fall into the category more with you guys than with the women who are looking to be married. But there are a lot of good women out here, guys. There are a lot of wonderful women who continue to feel like they come up short because they expect something from you guys that you're not willing to give. But and I'm getting the side lip from my cousin, and I don't know why.
I gotta say this too, and I'm be done.
Grady wants to say something, and then I want to hear why you giving me the side lip.
There's a lot of good men out here. I have some successful friends in my circles, very successful single men with no kids. Okay. But the thing is, the women don't choose them. They go after the other guys. So it's their selection.
Okay, and let me okay, so just let me say something that that is not, men lead with that sometimes. What I have found is that you have a 50-year-old man, a 45-year-old man who will lead. They're really trying. They come and they inbox me and DM me and hey Tisa, I am 45 and I'm single, never been married, I don't have any kids, yada yada yada. I got all this love to give to you. And I'm thinking,
oh, Lord,
what the hell is wrong with you? If you at 50 years old, 45, if you've never had any children, number one, you are probably extremely selfish, because only unless you know what it feels like to be a parent, you don't know how to fully give of yourself if you've never been a parent. I just don't care what nobody says about that.
That's unfair, Tease. I mean,
that's the way I feel. Like I feel like a lot of men lead with that. Like, I have no children, I've never been married, I'm 50 years old, and I'm looking at you like, okay, well, what's wrong with you? Like,
but that's not fair.
What is wrong with you? But I do. I'm telling you, I do. But why do you say that's not fair, Sterl?
Because you until you have that conversation with that man as an individual, not judging him, he may have been a man that actually did what we all were supposed to do. I can speak for myself and some other guys who not supposed to have kids unless you are married. So maybe he took care of the recklessness that unfortunately a lot of us men partake in. Yeah. And so you can't judge a man for being
you're absolutely right. And I'm not trying to judge. God in heaven knows I don't have any reason to judge anybody. I promise you. But we all are filled with our own individual biases. Biases are not going anywhere. And we are biased over situations that we don't even know. We have biases we don't even know exists, but everybody has them. So more so than me judging people, I think it's that I have these own biases that make me, like, my first response is, what's wrong with you? And it's not to say that I won't engage in dialogue. And Grady, just wait a minute, because I know you love to dog me out when it comes to this. Yeah. It's not that I won't engage in meaningful dialogue with them, because I do. I might try to give them an opportunity, but 9 times out of 10, what I do find is that if a man has never been married, he has a very hard time understanding my level of commitment to my children and to my family, to my seeds, because a lot of times they want to be very spontaneous, and I have somebody else to consider. Whether it's an obligation to my kids or to my grandchildren, I have somebody else to take into consideration. So I'm a planner. Like, if you want to do stuff with me, I like spontaneity, but let's plan. And a lot of men who don't have kids are not good with that, nor are they really understanding of it. Okay. Go ahead. He's just itching over here.
Well, the thing about it is, too, I just wrote down a few things. First of all, authentic. Being authentic is really eludes a lot of people today. Being real and being yourself eludes people today. Tisa, and you can vouch for me on this. I dated a girl down there in the ATL back in the day, and she came in with the $2,000 boots, the $200 pair of jeans on, and didn't have no furniture in the house.
Yeah,
you see what I'm
liability.
saying? She's seen it, and she told me right off the bat, she's bougie. She's bougie. But I thought maybe something could come of this.
He thought he could change her, just like
this is the thing.
The mistake of
I realized working together was not going to be
an option.
It wasn't gonna, we weren't going to do that unless I came to the relationship. She didn't. I mean, we need to be able to work together, and that's the problem. We ain't working together. If she comes to the relationship with a little bit more than I do, then it's or vice versa. Why can't we just work together and build?
Okay, so that's my question. That's my question. Like, why do we expect so much from each other at this age? Why? Because when we were younger and didn't have anything, life was easy. You just held on to love, and you just rode it until the wheels fell off. But today, love is mortgage. Yeah. But today, it's like everybody is so scared that the other person wants to take something from them, But that's not the way it should. You will never ever experience the fullness of love as long as you treat each other like enemies.
You're right.
As long as you treat that other person like they're out to get something instead of just allowing yourself to just be open to receive and give that love, it's not going to happen.
But I was stung though. It stung me.
I understand what you're saying. And I'm not saying that that was the right situation for you because I clearly think that it was not.
I broke up with her.
Yeah. So
Okay, well,
Tisa,
let's make sure that we're
I know when you
clear on
said when you meet a guy, the first thing you do, you look for what's wrong. Don't do that. Look for
that.
what's
Why do
right.
you say that?
Because you just said it. When I meet a guy,
No, I didn't say that.
what's wrong with him?
No, what I said was, and see, this is what you always do. That's probably why I'm gonna have to get another DJ who understands me.
You know what? He's gonna do the same thing I'm doing.
I did not say that at all. I said what I said was, I said when men lead with the fact that they don't have any kids or that they've never been married and they're half a century old and ain't got too much longer here on this earth probably. I said my thing is that's not a turn on to me necessarily. Like I'm like, okay, well, and my biases take over and say, okay, well, what's wrong with you that you have, like, it makes women think, okay, do you have commitment issues? Do you have a phobia to commitment? Or is it that you're, are you a little out there? Or, I mean, it makes women sort of like take a step back and wonder and assess the situation. I didn't say that every guy I come in contact with, I'm wondering what's wrong with him. I have a big heart and I don't care. People who know me know that I have a big heart. I really do. And when I love, even though I don't fall in love often, when I do, I love completely and I give everything. I give 110%.
And I believe it.
Yeah, and I mean, this
I
dude
believe
here can tell you that. I'm like men in the sense that I don't fall in love often, and then I am extremely picky. But when I do, when I'm there, oh, you best believe you've got the best of me, and you've got the best of the best as far as
I'm gonna explain to you why that guy said that in your inbox, and the brothers probably can vouch because they experienced this. You can hear women say, "Oh, I want a man who don't have no kids and never been married and stuff like that." Right, fellas? We hear that. So that's why I guess that's why he led with that, because we hear it so much when in women in their circles as they talk about
when
men
you're in your
having
30s,
kids.
yeah. But when you're 50 years old, is that something you still want to be leading with? Like, is that something you should wear like a badge of honor? I've never been married and I'm 50. I don't have any kids and I'm 50. My thing is, do you know what you're missing out on?
Yeah, because some sisters don't want to deal with the baby mama drama. They don't want to deal with the baby mama drama or the child support issues.
Oh wow.
What
say you, Sterl?
What's great. I'll jump on Tisa's bandwagon a little bit on this because a lot of cats just don't have game no more. A lot of guys don't have game. They throwing things out there to try to be bananas versus throwing some real conversation.
Yes, sir.
So and if a cat leading with that has nothing to do with you don't even know my name yet. You know my last name, you know what I look like. So that's just a banana. So most girls ain't falling for the banana in the tail. Women are not falling for the banana in the tailpipe game anymore. And cats don't have no game. And they 50 years old running 3-year-old game. But in situations where my question lies, and Tisa, I want you to chime in on this. And I know this is your show, but you brought it to me.
No, go ahead, honey. This is therapy for me as well.
You look at how many executive, really successful executive women that are single. I mean, you look at that number and you look at the percentage that are single and the percentage that are married. That percentage is a lot lower than the demographic we talking about as far as men being married over 40 than the executive female who was actually married in a powerful position with a company or has a level of success that probably was beyond someone's thought when they were young.
You're absolutely right, and I would definitely like to address that. That question made me have a hot flash. So now I'm having a hot flash. Thank you, baby. You're absolutely right. And let me say this: I have a girlfriend who is she's a multi millionaire, and she's like an Oprah, and she has her Stedman, and she is completely and totally satisfied with her Stedman. I think that you have a lot of women, though, who are in those positions who are 100% feminists. Okay? Some of those women don't want a man. Some of those women want your woman. So let's just be clear
You
on
got that
that.
on both sides. True.
You absolutely do. But when you take a woman who has that much power, it is going to take someone very significant and capable of keeping her grounded, because she has now superseded what a lot of people consider the roles in a relationship. And that's sad to me. I don't buy into that, but I understand it. Like, I believe firmly in allowing a man to be a man. I believe in submitting to a man who is leading me in the right direction. I believe in all that. I really do. But you have some women who say the roles are supposed to be this. When a man is the head of the household, he is supposed to be the breadwinner. The woman is, and the word of God says the woman is the helpmeet. It does not say that the woman is, if you base it on biblical scripture, the word of God says that the woman is the helpmeet. But when you take women who achieve a great amount of power and they are not rooted and grounded in some type of, in the word of God, or some type of strong spiritual backing, then they, in their mind sometimes, and I'm not saying this is always the case, but in some instances, they start feeling like they don't need a man. Because a man is supposed to be the one who takes care of you and protects you. And well, then they start feeling like, well, I'm doing this myself. What do I need a man for? Boo-boo, I'm here to tell you, you need a man. We all need, there are needs that we have that our power alone and our fame alone cannot provide for us. And so, you're absolutely right. I'm glad that you brought that point up. But that is the exception, and that's not the norm. I mean, if you look at it, women who hold CEO and at top executive positions, there are only 5% of us who are in top executive positions in Fortune 500 companies. So there's a very small amount of us who are even given the opportunity to make that decision. Yes, very few and far in between. At the end of the day, so that was one of my next questions. What are some of the things about women that turn you guys off? What are some of the things that make you guys say, you know what, this is not the one for me? And then when you find out she's not the one for you, how do you handle that? Do you just walk away, or do you engage in an intellectual conversation and let her know what the deal is?
I post it.
You post
it. No, I'm just joking.
That is so trite.
And I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna just say this. The thing about it was, I learned something when I went down. I was dating a woman that had a lot of money, and
but why didn't she have any furniture?
Well, not this one. Not this
one.
Oh,
okay.
But this is one you and I talked about, because this is the thing. You had said something to me that it really made me think a little bit. And it was, if you meet a successful woman and she is showing you all the type of love that she could possibly show you, and she's putting you out there, you remember you telling me, Jason, if you can't be with her, don't be with her. That's just as simple as that. If you can't handle the professionalism, don't be with her.
If you can't handle all that comes along with them.
But at the same time, you have to understand that it could go both ways now. It can go back, and you can have a fine dude, and you have to sit back and you have to say, okay, everybody knows him, they're hugging on him, blah, blah, blah.
You have to be a very confident woman to handle.
But I guess so. To some guys, I guess it would be a turn off. To me, it's a turn off. But
what's the turn off?
I don't like.
What's the turn off?
I kind of like to play, but I realize that we're in a society that women are playing way more than the guys nowadays, because they
When you say play, what do you mean? Like play around? That's what you
now I
mean?
was about to get into some really serious conversation, but I'm not gonna go there. But all I'm saying is
No, we want to
that
know. I want to
I
know.
can't put it out there like that.
Okay.
Man,
I
I
can
can.
respect that.
Text it to
I
me. I'll put
respect
it
that.
out.
Grady
But
talking
this
about he
I
can.
want to say that
Okay, so yeah, what do you have
back
to say,
what
Sterl?
Jerome was talking about, as far as girls playing more games than men. And I'm not necessarily speaking from a faithful position inside a relationship. The position I want to speak about is the games that girls play with women. You know, women
What do
play
you
games with
mean?
women. I mean, a lot of the times, us men, we get caught up in the fact that our girls looking good for us. They looking good for the next woman. That the woman know this how bad she is. And then, then the woman get upset because maybe you doing whatever. And so now they going to flaunt their assets, if you will, that might be different than yours in front of your man. And then, those catty games happen. And I think that happens a lot more now in the older ages than we were younger because, you know, women know how to test other women a little bit more because of their maturity and experience inside that particular game. So there are more games to be played than the guy get accused because, maybe, I'm with you and I didn't see it, but you saw it before I did, and then you mad at me, and I bet now look, what are you talking about? But I'm just saying, and that's when those type games happen, and so it's a lot of push and pull inside the relationship arena, but when it's right, it's definitely not left.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? Here and I hear what you're saying. I think I follow you on that, Sterl. I'm not sure because a little bit of that went over my head. I'm
Well, it's
just
like
I'm just adequately intelligent, not
no,
okay.
no, you
So
you're far more intelligent
no.
than the average female.
So help
I
me
Yeah.
out
spent
when
30
when
years
you
as a kid. You can't get that off on me.
but
But
when you
what I'm trying to
say
say is what you might have a woman who thinks they're pretty attractive, or at least for
okay,
that day, they got their head there, they got an outfit, they got the red bottom. You know how it
right,
goes. Feeling
yeah,
special that night at least. And let's say your man is Denzel, okay, or
okay.
just metaphorically speaking. And so they like, oh, they go Denzel. He gonna look at me today. Oh, she ain't got him like he thinks she got him. That
Oh,
type
Yeah.
thing.
gotcha,
Then a lot of times, the
gotcha.
man is innocently not understanding what's going on, but a woman will recognize another woman doing game, and we don't operate on that frequency most of the time. And
You're right. You're right. You're
and
now and I will concede to that. I think that women are men are petty too, but women
yeah,
do play petty. You know what? I have never seen such a blatant lack of respect for relationships as I do in Atlanta. And I know that
Mm-hmm.
it goes on everywhere, but I respect the sanctity of marriage, and I don't want your husband or your husband or her husband up in my face. I don't have any room for you. I don't have any desire to entertain a married man. But there are some women who could care less. They could not care less whether this man is married, available, whatever. If they
Mm-hmm.
want your man, they coming for him. And so the games that you talk about, Sterling, is just blatant and just total disrespect. That's
Mm-hmm.
what that is. And women do that to each other, and it's unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's completely unacceptable. What
and
what what say
and
you?
just lighten up the intensity of that statement, Tisa. I know some women go after the married man and intentionally want to go after the married man, but some women just do it to mess with the woman that's with the dude that they think
That's
is cute.
still disrespectful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's still
Yeah.
absolutely, but
very
it's not
disrespectful.
as what I'm saying. It's still disrespectful, and as men, we've been dealing with that for years because
Yeah.
we coming up. Women say, "Well, shoot, if you don't do that, he will." And then dudes always step
Right.
to you while you with your girl, and that was disrespect. But that's a man thing. But now, the level that that women do it
It's
is
way on another
different,
level.
and there's
It's
so
way
many
over the
more.
top.
Go ahead, Grady. I'm sorry. I
No,
didn't
I'm
mean
saying
to
it's way over
interrupt.
the top. I'm
Yes,
agreeing
it's
with
a
Yeah.
you.
whole
Okay.
nother level.
So tell me. Okay. Again, tell me. This is what I want to know. What are some things that and I'm going to. He's
I'm gonna
itching
tell
over
you.
here. I want to
I'm
know
gonna
what are
tell you.
some. I want to know what some things are that because I know that I can be when it comes to from a physical perspective. I am very particular.
Mhm.
And what I'm looking at. I like for a man to be well groomed. I like for him to smell good. I want him to know how to dress for every occasion. Now I can work with that last part because if you don't know, I got you. But
That's my
I'm
fault. I
very
got a
particular.
sweatsuit for every occasion.
Huh? What'd you say,
I got
Sterl?
I got a sweatsuit for every occasion. What, Nike, Adidas, what you need?
No, I want you, and there's a place for those, but
Yeah.
I want a man to be. So I'm very particular. What I want to know is not only from a physical, but certainly including a physical. But what are some things about the women that turn you guys off? And ladies and gentlemen, let me say this: I'm not able to respond to your comments today because this is such a power pack session. But what I will do and what I will guarantee, because you guys are so relevant and we love you so much, we are going to, after this podcast, myself, Jerome, Bird, Grady,
Yep.
I know how busy my boy Sterl is, but I would ask that questions that are directed towards you as well. Let's answer these people's questions because there are a lot of
Mhm.
comments and I'm not able to get to them this
Yeah,
time. So
I mean, it's rolling fast.
what turns you off?
Let's answer your question. And that question would be, now, Sterl, you and Grady, y'all, I mean, listen, chip toenail polish.
Oh my God.
Chip, I mean, you got the
Yeah,
red
I
polish
get it.
on. You got the red or your toes. You know, if you don't get the hands
He
done,
is so
get the
vain.
toes done too if you're gonna wear open toe shoes. Right?
Mhm.
Because I know you detailed. You're detailed. You want to look at me with the groom, like you said, with
Yes,
the
I get it.
outfit,
I get it.
smelling good.
Okay.
I want your toenails to be right. I don't want the chip stuff.
So you're like the Eddie Murphy on Boomerang, the hammer time.
Listen,
You can't.
I can't work with it. If you ain't got if your breath is going on, you're gonna have to either stick a gum or something.
I so agree with it.
You can't be having
Come
a,
on, you
because
cannot. We
I
don't
had
do
some
that.
beautiful woman say hi to me, and that
And you
done.
got that
It's
tobacco
done.
breath.
So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
there's specific things, man. Come right.
Just come right.
Just come right.
Okay, so from a non-physical perspective, what are some of the things that turn you off?
Well, I mean, listen, if we're not thinking the same, like, let's right off the bat, if we can't come to an agreement on what we believe in, I'm done. I'm not going to even go there because that's a whole new ball game. But the internal stuff, your belief, where you're trying to go to, what's your goals? I mean,
Right.
what are you trying to reach?
Mhm.
Because, I mean, if we're 50 years old, we kind of reached a milestone already.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
but the inner stuff, no. I mean,
Okay.
Well,
Gotcha.
I want to tell you
Gotcha.
what turns me off about
Okay. So
women.
what turns you off, Grady?
When you meet a woman and you don't really know her no more than 2 or 3 weeks, and she come to you like, "Oh, my light bill due. I don't have money for this and that." And they come to you for charity and stuff like that. That's a
I have
turn off.
heard of women doing that. Like,
Yeah,
ladies, do y'all really do that? Like
yeah,
for
they do
real?
that.
Now,
Yeah.
if y'all do that, now y'all
Hold
come
on now.
on
They
now.
not only do they do it to single men, they do it to married men too. You know
Well, they shouldn't be talking to married men.
exactly.
And the married men shouldn't be talking to them. So boom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me tell you why they might do it to a married man, and I
Okay.
have no pity for him. And the reason why is this:
Okay.
because they know if they are engaged in conversations with a married man in the first place, they
Mhm.
know that they only have a very small part of him. They know that they're only serving a very small purpose. And it's usually of a sexual nature, or sometimes it's
Mhm.
an emotional need being filled, but they
Mhm.
know that they are not the main chick, they are the side chick.
Mhm.
So when you are dealing with the side chick and you know that you were dealing with the side chick, then you can't be upset with what a side chick expects from you because her
Mhm.
mentality is completely different from that of, and I won't even say a main chick because I don't want to be your side chick. I don't want to be your main chick. If I am not your only chick, then you can keep it moving. And I'm good. I don't judge you, but
Mhm.
I'm not interested in the side or main chick role. I
Yeah,
want to be the only chick, boo boo. And
I understand.
that's what I expect
But I
because
also
that's what
want you
I
to understand
give.
men have options. So
But women
if
have
you're not
options as
coming in,
well.
huh?
So you don't think women have options?
Oh yeah, women have options, but like I said in my book that I'm getting ready to write, men are the prize. So I mean, good men are the prize.
This
because it's
dude
hard
done
to
said
find a real
men
good
are the
man.
prize.
Yes.
He has said, what Bible you read? Because obviously there is a huge
Boy,
disconnect
I know that cat blowing up
somewhere.
right now, boy. I know that cat is
I
crazy right now.
mean,
Hey,
see,
the
and
waves on this show just went through the roof.
this is what I said about Grady. He keeps himself in trouble with
Yes.
people because of comments like that. Who in the world you gonna talk
Hey,
about
my
you
people
are
call me
men
the
of the
shovel man.
prize?
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
my
yeah. Look at it.
gosh.
The feed is rolling right now.
Sterling, do you have anything
I
that
know
you
it
can
is,
say?
brother.
Do you have anything you can say, Sterling, to sort of clean up your brother's mess? Because he has just really,
No,
he
because
has
when you
made
clean
a
up,
mess
I'm
for
gonna put some more
himself.
dirt back out there. You clean up.
Oh my gosh. He
Go ahead, help
said
me
that
out, Sterling.
men are the prize.
Yeah.
That may be self-esteem. That's his self-esteem coming out.
Like Grady has been deeply hurt in the past
Well,
by
Oh yeah.
somebody.
I've been used and abused.
He has been, and he is that. This is what you get, ladies. This is exactly what you get when you mess over these men. So
That's
you
right.
got to be careful. God
Because
bless
you
them.
ladies have I spent so much of my life trying to cater to women. In my first marriage and whatever I did in between, I give so much to try to fit in your little box. Now I'm the prize. I'm the man. No, you have to come meet us where we are. You know what I mean?
But you can't do nothing no way because you married.
I
You don't
know.
even know what you're talking
No,
about.
I'm
Like
speaking for the other brothers. Okay,
you
I'm
don't
the
have anything to
spokesperson
offer to
on their
anyone
behalf.
because you are married. So it's
I know.
okay for you to, you can feel any type you want to feel. Way
But
you want to
everybody
feel.
need
But
a
at the end of the
representative.
day, ain't nobody getting nothing but your wife right now. So boom.
That's okay.
Now,
I talked to her the same way. I tell
yeah,
her.
I doubt
I
it.
said
I
rule
doubt
number
it.
one: listen to your
I doubt
man.
it.
Rule number
Mm.
two: refer to rule number one.
Okay, Sterling. So, Sterling, please interject. I mean, because right now he's just getting deeper and deeper and deeper. He is really getting deeper and deeper and deeper into some mess. And I'm trying to help you out, Grady.
woo.
Sterling, do you have anything? We got 5 more minutes, and I'm gonna have to get off this podcast. But
Okay.
Sterling, can you offer any words of wisdom which your brother Grady could not? Can you offer any words of wisdom to take us out of this podcast?
Well, it's like I said, it's a lot of push and pull in the atmosphere when it comes to relationships, and the guy who's not married, that's of some certain mature age, a woman who is lived a certain level of success beyond measure or beyond thought when they were young. Those are some gaps. To maybe tip my toe in the pool that Grady opened. And when he said, the unfortunate reality is that there are a lot of more women available than there are men available.
Yes.
The numbers,
Yes.
and I'm hoping that's what Grady meant when he meant by options, just the numbers, the sheer numbers.
Thank you, Sterl.
But the unfortunate reality is that although there are options, where's that one? And the thing where it gets twisted is, men. I mean, I can say for myself, I want that one, and we want that one. Women, are more emotional about on their sleeve wanting that one, but it's a part of making that thing a union and a team, and having issues and knowing that neither one of us are perfect, and working to have a perfect relationship with imperfect variables in it. Me and you, woman and a man.
Absolutely.
So it takes time and it takes effort. And some people just are not into putting effort in. As we know, we had the blessing of playing sports at a higher level, teacher.
Yeah.
The things we had to do,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
some that didn't do it didn't go. So
Right.
and that's the type of effort and tenacity it takes to get a relationship to work where you're making that beautiful song that Grady's making for these scores on these movies. And
You know what? That's good. That's very good. That's very good. And I will say this: there are so many comments and questions that we haven't gotten to, and I think that what I will do if Sterl agrees to come back, if Jerome Bird agrees to come back with me and DJ, I think we're going to have to do a part 2 to this because there are a lot of questions still that I have that I was not able to fully address here. Like, we didn't talk about what things turn you guys off, and what and not only that, but what are the things that turn you on? And when things aren't working out in a relationship, how do you address that? Do we address that like grown individuals? Do we sit down and do we engage in intellectual dialogue? Do we have that exchange? Do we just walk away, turn and walk away and leave the other person hurt and confused about? I mean, all these things are things that we want to know. And these are things that my viewers have asked me, and I can only tell them what I know. I cannot tell them everything from a male perspective. Most of the time, I pull my male perspective from this dude right here. But he speaks for himself. He does not speak for all men.
Hot dog.
Shots fired.
So anywho, with that being said, I do want to do a part 2 because I value every opinion on this. I mean, you guys you're awesome. You're doing great things. You got big things popping. And I love and respect each and every one of you guys. Like, I love even though I don't always like DJ Grady, baby, I love him, and he knows that. And I know that he loves me. But Sterling, have loved you for 30 years, and this one over here I've loved him all my life. So I do want us to do a part 2. So viewers, do not be don't get stressed. Don't worry if your comments did not get addressed this segment. We are going to do a part 2 on love and relationships. Why do eligible bachelors often wait so long in life before marrying? So thanks guys so much for joining us. Thank you viewers for chiming in. We love you. You're relevant. You matter to us. So we will respond to all of your questions and your comments. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Tisa Beatty Show. Please go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel because I have like 0 followers. And I'm saying that every week and you guys are getting on my nerves. I just set up the channel not too long ago. So I need you guys to go in, help a sister out, subscribe to my YouTube channel, press like, and help a sister out. But love you guys, mean it, and we're getting ready to get off of here. We'll see you next time on the Tisa Beatty Show. Thanks, Sterl. Thanks, Jerome. Thanks, Grady.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sterling, man, we got a lot in common, my brother.
Yeah, we do, brother. We got to link up. That's for sure.
Yes, I like how he translated for me. That was cool.